This is the 6.2 guided practice with Mr. V. So before we start, we're gonna need to know what the definitions are of the mean, median, and the mode. So the mean is just the average. Take all the numbers and then divide it, add them up, then divide by the number of numbers. The median is the middle number. Now make sure that you are putting the numbers in order from largest to smallest. And the mode is the number that appears the most. So if we look at number 2, they're not in order, so it would be, you have to rewrite it. So that would be 0.5, and then 3, 3.9, 4.1, and then 5. So it says find the mean, the median, and the mode. So then our mean would just be the average, so I'm just going to add those up. So 0.5 plus 3 plus 3.9 plus 4.1 plus 5, and then I'm going to divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so the mean would be 3.3. The median, easiest way to do this is after you've had everything lined up, as in it's in numerical order from smallest to largest. You can just take one off from each side. So I would take the 0.5 and then the 5 and the 3 and then the 4.1, and my middle number is 3.9. And then for our mode, none of the answers repeat, or none of the numbers repeat, so you'd just write none. All right, so then let's go to number 4. So same thing, I'm gonna add them up and then I'm gonna divide. So if I add up, well, first let's put these in order. So I have 2, and then 5, 6, 8, and 30. So I have those in order now, but I just need to add them up. 2 plus 5 plus 6 plus 8 plus 30 is equal to 51. And then I'm going to divide by 5, and I get 10.2. So my mean is 10.2. My median, just going to cross one off from each side, and that would be 6. And then the mode, there's no repeating numbers, so not. All right, if we go on to the next one, we'll have the number of volunteers. So let's put these in order. So it'd be 19, 22, 24, 35, 35. So I put those in order. And what I'll have is add them up and then divide by the number of numbers. So 19 plus 22 plus 24 plus 35 plus 35. And then I divide that by 5. So that'd be 27. And then the median, just taking the middle number. So cross that one off, cross that one off, cross that one off, and you'll have 24. And then the mode, which one appears the most? Well, 35 appears twice, and that's more than any other number. So 35 would be my mode. All right, for the bottom here, find the value of x, such as the data set has given the mean. So the mean here, or the average, is going to be 51. So let's just put this into our equation. So if I did 55 plus 60 plus 35 plus 90 plus x, because we don't know what x is, right? And then we have to divide this by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. That's going to equal 51. So then we can simplify this by adding what we can. So I'm going to add 55, 60, 35, 90. So when I add 55 plus 60 plus 35 plus 90, I get 240. So that would be, so my next step is 240 plus x over 5 is going to equal 51. So then from here I can just do algebra. So I'm going to, if I'm dividing on the left side by 5, I'm going to multiply each side by 5. So it'll be 51 times 5, and that's 255. So that would mean 240 plus x is equal to 255. And then from there, I'm going to minus 240 on each side, and I'll do 255 minus 240, and I'll get 15. So that means x equals 15. So that means this number right here that we didn't know is 15. And we found that by just adding all of these numbers together. Now we couldn't find out what x is, so we just added these 4 numbers, and that's how we got this right here. So that's 240 plus x, and then finding our mean is just dividing by how many numbers there are. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers, and then our mean is 51, so we just set it equal to 51, and we just did our algebra to solve for x. So same thing here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, I have 5 numbers. The mean is 40. So if I add all of those up, that would be 34 plus 56 plus 49 plus 29 plus x. And then if we divide that by the number of numbers there are, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's going to equal our mean, or our average, of 40. So let's add those up. I'm going to add 34 plus 56 plus 49 plus 29 plus, or actually no, that's just going to be 168 right there. So 168 plus our x divided by 5 is equal to 40. So I'm going to multiply each side by 5. And that's going to cancel that out. So then 40 times 5 is 200. So 168 plus x is equal to 200. I'm going to minus 168 on each side. So 200 minus 168. And x is going to be equal to 32. So if you wanted to check your answer, all you have to do is take this 32 and plug it in for right here. So if I plug that in, and all these numbers divided by 5 is equal to 40, your answer is correct. 16. So we have 2 people here. There's Anna and there's Greg. So Anna's calls were 3 minutes, 19 minutes, 2 minutes, 44 minutes, 120 minutes, and then 4 minutes. And then Greg's last 6 phone calls were 5 minutes, 12 minutes, 4 minutes, 80 minutes, 76 minutes, and 15 minutes. So we got to find the mean, median, and mode, and then also the range. So in order to do that, I need to rewrite these, and I need to write them in order. So, or in order from smallest to biggest. So it's going to be 2, 3, 4, 19, 44, and 120. Okay, so just got rid of these. So now I'm dealing with this set right here. So in order to find the mean, I'm just going to add them up and then divide by 6. So that's 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 19 plus 44 plus 120. It's equal to 192. I'm going to divide that by 6. That's going to be 32. So her average, or her mean, is 32 minutes. So mean, and then the median. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one off this side, one off this side, one off this side, one off this side. So now I'm left with these two numbers here, right? And if I cross them out, I don't have any numbers left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 4 plus 19 and then divide that by 2, and that'll be 11.5. And then for our mode, none of the numbers repeat. So there will be no mode, or none. All right, then for Greg, do the same thing. For the median, 5 plus 12 plus 4 plus 80 plus 76 plus 15. It's going to be equal to 235. Divide that by 6, and you're going to get 39.1. So one thing I forgot to do was I got to put these in numerical order. So 4, 5, 12, 15, 76, and 80. So his mean is going to be 39.2. I'm going to check that again just because I got a decimal. It'll be 32 actually, sorry about that. That's not 39.2, we must have added something wrong. So that's going to be 32. And then the median. So I take one number off each side at a time. I'm left with these two numbers in the middle. So what I do is I just take 12 plus 15 and I divide that by 2. It'll be 13.5. And then the mode, do any of these numbers repeat? No. So no mode, so none. And then finally we gotta find the range. So the biggest number minus the smallest number, so that would be, Anna would be 120 minus 2, which so the range would then be 118. And then the range for Greg would be 80 minus 4, which is a 96, or 80, I'm sorry, 76. And then if you needed to compare it, and they're calling habits, and you would need to write this out, I would write out that they average the same length of call, and both of them do not have a recurring mode. And the median or the middle number for Greg is larger than Anna's, and then the range, so the range of minutes that Anna could be calling is larger, or significantly larger than Greg's. All right, so make a plot line. Oh, I didn't do 14, sorry about that. Find the range and mean. Use the results, compare the two. Okay, so you guys know how to do that because these are just numbers. Put them in order, and then the range is just the biggest minus the smallest, and the mean is the average. And then you can compare the two sets by just saying which one's set A would be bigger or smaller, and then set A or B has a bigger range or a smaller range. All right, 18. The height of 20 basketball players in inches are given below. We're gonna make a line plot, so that's different. So I have all these numbers here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to find out some of my biggest numbers, but really, first thing I want to do is make a line. So I'm going to make a line here, and then I see my biggest number It looks like it's going to be 84, but let's see here. So my biggest number is going to be 84. My smallest number is going to be 68. Yeah, 68. So I would start with 68. So I have to go from 68 to 84. So 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, and 84. So I have all my numbers here, and all you're doing is you're just putting an X on top of on top of the number and how many times it occurs. So 68. So this first one, cross it off, just put an X there. 70. I see that happens twice, so that'll be an X and then an X on top of it. 71, 75, 80, 81, 82, 84, and then we go back to 75, and then another 75, then 80, then 75, 77, 75, 80 and 83, and 80, 71, 70. So 80, 71, and 70. So I have all my numbers, and this just is a visual representation of, obviously the most is 75 here, the second most is 80, and the third most is 70. You don't necessarily need to write that down, but it's good to know. So that's it. If you have any questions, email me. I'll make a video for you. All right, thanks a lot. Have a good day.